Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video what we're going to be doing is focusing on the Webull investing app. More specifically, what we're going to be doing is giving you a beginner's guide to Webull investing. So if you have any questions along the way, make sure you leave them in the comment section, and without further ado, let's get to the video. All right, so if you guys are new here, you haven't been to this channel before, well, my name is Dalton, and this is dlitztv. On this channel, we talk about all things investing, and to be honest, this video has a lot incorporated, so I'm just gonna jump into the application, and if you guys do take anything away from this, please consider hitting that like button. It's gonna help promote this video, put it out on other homepages, get people to view it more, and if you're ever lost within the Webull app, I think this is a solid video to go back to understand, get your bearings around the application. So without further ado, it should be displayed on your screen right now. So I thought it'd be best to mention this up front. If you guys were wondering, the current Webull promotion, if you sign up using a referral code, mine's in the description. You don't have to use mine. You can use your friends, you can use anybody's, but if you use a referral code, what you're gonna do is get yourself 4 free stocks when you deposit $100 or more, and it's valued anywhere up to $1,600. So you can really make out well on these stocks that you could get. And if you wanted to, you can literally open your account, deposit $100, get your 4 free stocks, sell them, close the account down, and you just got yourself some free money. So I thought I'd show just 4 free stocks that I have waiting for me. I'm gonna go ahead and open them. Right now I have Ford, $11, completely free. ADT, $9.35. I got ZNGA at $10.92, and look at that, another ADT at $9.35. So real quick, 40 bucks right there. You can do the same thing if you start an account, open it up with Webull, and use a referral code. So let's get to the rest of the video. What you got here is the watch list. This is where it takes you in the very first screen when you open up Webull and go to the bottom left. This is your watch list tabs. Now within watch list, you can do exactly what it sounds like. You can set up different watch lists if you want to keep your eye on a few stocks. So right now I have a test one set up. Essentially there's 3 dashes in the top left hand corner. If you click on that, you can go to the bottom now, and you have the manage and add list. So if you wanted to add a list, you could do that. Obviously I added the test, and you can set up different currencies within here, which is pretty cool. So if you had, like, if you were from somewhere else and you use different money for currency, then you could go ahead and swap out your currency there too, and get an understanding for what the value is in each of these respective currencies. Now within the watch list, you can do a number of really cool things. Now first, I'm just gonna tell you how to add a stock to it, and it's as simple as clicking the add symbol button in the middle of the screen, and then you can search for something. Let's say you wanted to add Tesla in here. You can click on Tesla. There's a little plus icon on the right hand side that you could click on, and that could get it into a watch list if you wanted to put it into any of your watch lists that you have set up. So right now I'll put it in this one. But essentially, you can also click into Tesla if you wanted to. And this is the screen right here. And then the very top right, you got a star icon. So if you click star icon, you can then add it to another watch list here. Really simple, straightforward, easy to use. I won't go too far into all the settings on this screen right now because we'll talk about that in the future. But let me go back to the watch list and show you another really great feature. If you guys are a little timid about investing, you're not really sure you want to get started, maybe you want to just play around, act like you threw some money in, even if it's just fake money, well, there's a way you can do just that within this setting. Now in the top right hand corner, you can click on the 3 dots, and then you got a few different settings here. You got simulated holdings, watch list settings, and edit this list. If you click into simulated holdings, you can do a number of different things from here. But what's really cool is this can be used to essentially simulate holdings, meaning you can act like you're buying and selling depending on, fake cash that you're putting into the market. So it's not anything that's coming out of your bank account. And like I said, it's all fake money. So even if you make, $50,000, $100,000 and then you sell it, it's not going to make a difference. It's all fake money. But if you want to test out this settings, really cool. To add stuff to it, just click on that middle section here. If you wanted to add a holding, you can go ahead and click the plus icon in the top right, and then you can do either edit simulated cash or add simulated holdings. So I'm going to go ahead and add simulated holdings. Now from here, let's say you wanted to add something. Let's say British Petroleum was something that interested you. So you can go into BP, and right here is where you can set up your buy or sell, or however you want to do it. Let's say quantity, we wanted to get 200 of BP at $21.67. All you do is click save, and just like that, it says add successful. So you go back, you can see the market value of this is now $4,336, and this is going to chart for you. So you got the top right, you can click on that, go into a chart, I'm just going to show you how all of these are going to perform. There's a lot of great things you can do within this application, and that's just part of the watch list feature. That's really cool. So if you wanted to add another holding, you just go back out, you click add on the top right there, add simulated holdings. And now let's say we wanted Tesla again, like we had for the other example. And this time we're going to do 15 shares of Tesla. I'm going to go ahead, click save. And just like that, Tesla's added now as well. So you can see the market value went all the way up to $17,339, just like that. And again, all play fake money. You can do this by different watch lists. You can set it up in a bunch of different ways. So right now, this is only tailored to that first watch list. But if I went into the test one, you can see the market value 0. So you can set up, these fake scenarios over and over and over again, just to get better footing, better grip for the market, and understand, how you can make some better sound investments with some results firsthand. So that's a really cool setting. Now going back all the way out to that main screen, the first watch list screen, hitting that top 3 dots on the top right-hand side again, you got your watch list settings next. If I drill into that, what you can see here is you can change the display type of this. So you can either go the name and then the symbol, or the symbol and then name. You can also change the way that it's viewed. So you can either see a little chart there, or you can take the chart out and then see the types of returns that you're getting on the day. Both of them show essentially the same exact thing. One's a little bit more visual, where you can see the chart going up or down. And then you can set the colors. You can set green to up, red to down, which is pretty generic. I don't understand why some people might do red up and green down or anything like that. But you can just change them. And then if you want it to be gray, I mean, maybe it's for some colorblind or some assistive kind of settings. But anyways, I just stick with how it is normally in the stock and investment realm, keeping green going up and red going down. Now then you can refresh either manually, real time, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 or 60. Again, I don't know why anybody wouldn't do real time, maybe if they're trying to conserve battery or internet. But if you're connected to Wi-Fi, you don't really have to worry about it. So that's the watch list settings. And then again, the last thing in the top right is you can edit this list. You can go onto that, then you can quickly add or remove them, or move them to other lists from this screen here. But that's pretty much the watch list tab, and it's pretty straightforward. So if you have any questions on the watch list, just let me know again. But let's jump over into the markets tab now. So this is where things start to ramp up. It starts getting a little bit confusing as to what they're displaying, and it can get really overwhelming. Now again, this is a beginner's guide, so I'm not going to be going super into depth on every single kind of little nook and cranny of this application, but I'll give you an overall general sense of what it is and how I personally use it. And by no means am I a financial advisor, and I'm not telling you exactly how to use this application, telling you exactly what investments to make. You definitely want to make your own choices when you're looking at stuff like that. But again, this is the market tab here. You can see you got the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. Now these three pretty good at, comparing your portfolio to. So how is your portfolio doing in relation to how the market is performing? Now, investing is a long game, but if you're looking at this in the short term, you're wondering, hey, is my portfolio getting a return higher than either 0.5% for the Dow Jones, 0.43% for the S&P 500, and 0.59% for the NASDAQ? This is how you kind of understand if you are making some solid investments versus maybe you should be taking a step back and going into some broader investments, ones that might trace how this performs. And statistically, when you invest in some solid ETFs, which essentially is a basket of stocks, it's a fund, you can get around an 8, 9, 10% consistently from the stock market. Now, that's what I like to look at, those three at the top there. And then you have other sort of sections in here on the markets tab where you can look at the top gainers. And essentially, if you were to trade, momentum and stuff like that, this is a good section to look at because you can understand which stocks are starting to rally or starting to lose a bunch or what's going on. So you can see, you can look at the top gainers and you can sort it by pre-market, after hours, 5 minutes, 1 day, 5 day, 1 month, 3 month, and 52 weeks. So essentially, if you guys don't know how to break this down, you look at this. In the past 5 minutes, it shows what's making the most moves. So GBR is up 8.71% at a current cost of $7.45 per share. Now you can sort it by all different types of things. So over the past day, obviously you're going to see a higher return of OCGN at 234%, $17.44. Now I myself, I do not make any trades off of sort of momentum plays, any of this stuff, because I've found it does not work for me. I tend to lose way more money than if I just buy and hold and have some sound investments. But hey, you can do really whatever you want to do as an investor. But I'd say if you are a beginner, you know, take a step back, slow it down. Investing, you're not going to make super quick money. And if you go in with that mindset, you could end up getting hurt a lot more. So again, scrolling down a little bit more, you got your top losers here. You got the pre-market, after hours. It's the same breakdown as the last one. And obviously this is just the inverse. So it's how much you're losing. So essentially ERYP is now down 16.63%. And then, you know, AMC down 12%. And this is so on and so forth. You can see the lowest dip is over 87%. So that's pretty interesting to see. The next tab is the most active tab, where you can see the volume of these shares being traded. Now you can see that you got the percent turnover and the percent range you can look at as well. But the volume, essentially, if you have no idea what this means, is how many times these shares are actually being traded. And I believe this is sorted by daily. These are daily volumes that they're being traded. So today, the most traded one was OCGN. And it's really no coincidence. If you scroll back up at the top gainers, a lot of people over the past day are investing in this because it's up 228%. They're thinking they're going to jump in on this rally. And that's the kind of mindset that we're seeing from a lot of those people. So that's the most active there. Then you can see the hot ETFs. Now, these are the funds that are producing some of the best results. And again, that's sort of like I was talking about, how you can get a broad market tracing, either index fund or ETF, and you can do pretty solid in terms of your investments. Now, again, you have your best performing industries down at the very bottom of this, and you can sort it by the day, 5 days, month, and 3 months. So over the past day, we're looking at the automotive industry is doing extremely well, up 8% collectively plus. And then you got uranium, more transportation services, some coal, but you can sort it by, again, 5 days, 1 month, and 3 months, and look at what's doing well. Holding companies having an extremely good past 3 months, up 392%. Automotive, again, up 386%, and renewable energy, those are the top ones right now. So that's pretty much this whole markets page right here. Then you have this little crypto tab in the top center. And again, I myself use Coinbase for all my cryptocurrency. If you guys are interested in Coinbase, if you look into some of these, you know, if I were to click into Dogecoin, you're going to notice that it's not actually traded on Webull. It's not supported, but there's a lot that are and are not supported as well. So that's the cryptos. And then you got the global tab here, where you can look at different types of markets out there as well. So that's pretty interesting. And then again, in the top, I know this is like really, it's kind of hard to follow along with. There's a lot to this application, but you have the Explore tab. If you go in that, you're going to get a lot of relevant articles, a lot of news coming out about different investments, why some might be up. You got an IPO center that shows you which companies are going public soon. There's 3 IPOs available right now, 204 filed and 455 listed. So you can go ahead and see what's coming up with that. You also got calendars to see earnings, dividend calendars, stock splits coming up, and just give you a general sense around some of that information there. Again, you got the 52-week high and low for a couple different investments you can look at here. You got high dividend stocks, but again, all of this information is kind of just adding on to what this sort of platform has to offer. It's really, they throw a lot of information at you. It's just up to the user to really break it down, figure out what's useful for you, because honestly, I don't look at some of these high dividend stocks in here. I don't look at these earnings surprises. I don't look at a lot of these tabs. But what I do is research outside of this platform as well as inside of this platform too, to help find different stocks. Now, this is the Explorer. You can also search for specific stocks here. Let's look up Apple. I can't spell. I don't know what's going on with me today. If you look up Apple, this is the screen that you're going to get. Again, it's the same as if you were searching on the watch list, and you can actually buy and sell here too. And it looks super complicated, but it's not that bad. And I'll talk about that again in just a few moments here. That's pretty much it for this entire markets tab now. Now, what I'm gonna do is actually go into my portfolio. It's the center icon. It's literally the Webull logo on your investment app. If you click on that, it's gonna load into your portfolio. You can see right now, my portfolio value for Webull is up over $1,000. I just recently made a $1,000 investment, and I put out a video on that if you guys were interested in checking that one out. But essentially, this is where you're gonna get a lot of the information about how your portfolio is performing. So right here, I got 5 days, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, year to date, 1 year, and all time. So it sounds kind of complicated. It looks like, I don't know, I really don't like the charts as much as I like them on Robinhood. It looks a little intimidating, but there's some really good features again within this app that I like to look at. If you guys wanted to make a quick trade, you can do that by clicking the quick trade icon. You can look something up. So let's go for GameStop, since that seems to be really hot right now, one of those meme stocks. And this is where you can actually buy and sell your stock. So the only thing about Webull investing is they do not offer fractional shares, which to some investors makes and breaks their investment platform. So I use multiple different investment brokerages. Another big one that I've been using is Robinhood Investing. They're in some scrutiny right now with past situations. That's why I started branching out, looking at other investment apps. But this one only allows you to buy full shares right now. What's great is they allow you to buy, limit orders and different types of orders. And essentially, if you wanted to buy different ways, you got the limit order, market order, stop order, and then you also have the one trigger order. So if you look at limit, this is primarily what I use. This is what you should be focusing on. What limit order does is it literally limits the amount that you're paying for a stock. So right now, if I'm looking at GameStop, you can see in the top left, it shows you the current price. $59.58 is what it's at right now. So I wouldn't want to pay $59.20. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this down to, $59 and well, I'll just type it in. I wouldn't want to pay more than $59.60. And then you can set your quantity. If I had money in here, it's going to max out different quantities, but you literally set your quantity. You can drag the scale on the bottom there, and it's going to show you exactly how many you're getting, or you can type in the exact numbers. So say you wanted 3 shares, you could do that as well. Obviously, I can't buy it right now because I don't have the funds, but then you could click buy in the bottom left-hand corner, and that's exactly how you place an order. It's so simple, and then it's going to be reflected after it places in this screen right here, which again is that middle button. Now the next tab on this little middle button here is the performance tab, and you can get some key information here. If I click into it and I go over the past year, you can look at all the different information. You can click in if you're ever confused as to what they are. You can click into them more fully. You can look at your trading, what's going on there, how much you've received in dividends. So far just 79 cents in this portfolio. Obviously that's going to increase in the future, but you can get a lot of that key information on how your stocks are performing here. This is where you can transfer money in. So if you wanted to make one-time transfers, you can do that. You can deposit money into Webull here. If you clicked on the deposit tab, you can enter. The daily maximum is $50,000. If you got $50,000, you'd probably be using a different brokerage to be investing. But if you wanted to put, you can put any money amount in here. If you just wanted $5, you can do that. Click transfer to Webull and then click on confirm, and that's how you're going to get it through there. So pretty solid with that information. Now you can also withdraw. If you sold your stocks, you're gonna get a withdrawal balance, and right here, that's where you're gonna come in here. I have a cash balance of $37.27. I can't withdraw it yet because the funds have not settled, but once they settle, it takes, I think, 3 to 5 business days. You're gonna be able to withdraw them out from the app. So then you can transfer stocks into Webull. Let's say you're leaving Robinhood, you wanna transfer stocks into Webull. You can actually do that by clicking transfer stocks into Webull, and you can set it all up through that. Pretty straightforward. You can transfer stocks out of Webull. Let's say you didn't really like the platform, you want to get them elsewhere. You can just click on transfer stock out of Webull, and then it teaches you, it just walks you through step by step how to initiate that process. And you can look at your transfer history here. So if you're buying, selling, if things are coming in, this is where you're going to go for that section here. So that's pretty straightforward as well. This is a good little section to just get some of your money ongoing into here. Then you have this little more tab next to the transfer button. If you click on that, you got a lot of information in here. And basically, this is where you can look at your account profile, account details, all of these different things. But what I love the most about this is going into the tools. You can just pretty much overlook all of this stuff. You can find the rest in the application pretty easily. But I like setting up screeners, and I myself am a dividend investor. You can go ahead and click create new scanner. When that pops up, you can set a bunch of different things. A scanner is going to present stocks to you based on certain criteria that you set up. So essentially what I'm looking at is US stocks. And I like big market caps. I like anything over $1 billion. So let's say $1 billion to the max in this. Essentially what I'm looking at now is any stocks on the US stock market that are above $1 billion in market cap. And I like dividends. So let's say the dividend yield needs to be at least 2.5%. And I don't want anything higher than 17. You can then set up by technical indicators. So these are different ways to understand where the stocks are. So RSI 6 oversold basically tells you if a stock is positioned for a reversal, meaning it's being oversold, and there's a chance that there's a solid uptrend in the making. And then you can set by other rankings as well, analyst ratings. Let's say you only want strong buy stocks, something like that. But essentially, now you can see there's 12 stocks that are being displayed. These ones, based on my criteria, it means they're on the US stock market. They are dividend companies that pay between 2.5% and 17%. They have high market caps, at least over $1 billion. And according to the RSI 6 is that they're oversold. So they're positioned for a reversal. So again, these are a lot that I actually invest in my own portfolio. So it's cool to see that this screener actually works well. And it's in line with some of the investments that I'm making. So you can click save on the top right here. You can just name it anything. I'm just going to name it random and then back out here. So again, there's a lot of information. I'm not going to go into each one of these, but essentially this is where you can get some tax documents, different settings within the application. But again, it's kind of overwhelming and you don't really need to worry about it. Now, this is again the middle tab. This is just that home middle tab button, and you can see your current holdings. So Chevron is my highest, over $1,000 invested, 11 shares. I got Ford, ADT, and AMC. Those ones were all referral stocks that I was able to get. I'll probably sell them and invest them in other companies that I see fit. But this is exactly your individual portfolio, everything that you're gonna wanna see from here, and it's some great stuff. Now, let me talk more in depth about when you search for a stock, what you're gonna see on the screen. So let me search for Verizon here. If I'm in Verizon, this stuff gets really overwhelming. So when you're looking to buy, you're gonna wanna take a lot of this information in. You got the 1 day, 5 day, 1 month, 3 month, 1 year, 5 year, and max, okay? So with this, you can get a lot of information from it. If you scroll down, basically, this is showing who's buying, who's selling, what's going on with the trends. There's so much information to take in off of this. You got a news tab where you can see some of the relevant news articles coming out. If you're wondering what's going on with Verizon, you can see some of the headlines. And if you're interested in the article, all you do is simply click it. It's gonna load it up for you and you can see exactly what you wanna see there. So I'm gonna go back here. You also got comments. This is a cool little section that I really like personally. You can say whether you're bullish or bearish on the stock. This is literally a voting thing here. So if you wanted to go vote it, see when you click it, it does a little fist icon. If you're bearish, you're gonna go bearish, and it kind of changes. So that is what you see here. Hot predictions. These are kind of similar to what's going on with Verizon. Those people who are looking at Verizon are also looking at these as well. And then this is cool. This is a little category where you can actually write in comments. You can make posts and see what other people are saying about the stock. So a lot of times it's pretty funny to read these sections. You can see memes going on. You can see what other people are predicting. I don't look too far into this. It's just cool to see, you know, the talk around the neighborhood, what people are saying about the stocks. Now, again, in this screen, you can also go into analysis. What are people saying about this? So based on 29 analysts, they're saying hold this stock. They're not necessarily saying it's a buy, a sell. Most of them are saying hold, but you can see the analyst price targets as well. The high is $70, the average is around $60, and then the low is $45. So for a stock that's $54, you can see that, you know, you don't really know where this one's headed. It might be a little bit riskier of a play. It does have a very high dividend yield right now. And these are all things to consider when you're thinking about investing. Now you can also see press releases. Now press releases come directly from the companies themselves. So if you're looking into here, you scroll down, you can see the press releases that come directly from Verizon. Now you can also look at their financials, how they're doing, their earnings per shares. Did they beat earnings? Well, if they did, the blue one would be higher than the purple one on this chart. And you can see they have not reported yet for Q1 2021, but they crushed it in Q4, and over the past 4 earnings, they've been doing extremely well. You can look at different key indicators down here. Again, I don't really use these sections all that much, but there's just good things to note here. This is their income statement. You can see their net income, their total revenue, and their operating income as well. And you can look at their balance sheet. This gives you a lot of overhead into the financial situation on these companies. And you can look at their peer comparison. So integrated telecommunication services companies, this is comparing them among 31 different ones. So you can see they're 5th in EPS, DPS they're 3rd, PB they're 20, so dividend yield they're 9th. Like, there's a lot that you can look at here again and just break down, and it's all up to you how you want to interpret this information. So then you have this profile tab. This just gives you an overview of the company, how they are, who they are rather, how they operate, all the different information, maybe their employees, who their CEO is. You're looking at their ETF weighting, what ETF, values them highly, who's investing in them, their chair people, their board. All of this information, again, is really great here. So that's pretty cool. Let me go back out. So yeah, again, when you're investing in these, you're going to want to take in all of this information, but again, confirm all this stuff with other brokerages or other information out there online. You don't want to just take this stuff. You want to really make sure that you're doing your due diligence into investing in stocks. So just to show you guys again, if you wanted to buy a stock, let's say you wanted to buy AT&T, let me search for AT&T here. You can go in here, you can look at what people are saying going in the comments tab. I am bullish on it. I'll vote for bullish here. You can look at a lot of the different information if you guys are wondering some of the stuff. So let's try and figure out what their dividend yield is. I would drill into the financials here. I would scroll down a little bit, keep going. And then you can see the dividend yield is 7.2% on this screen. And if you want to buy them, all you do is go to that main search screen, click on trade, and then you can do that limit, market, stop, and OTO as you see fit. Let's say you want to sell, you could go into your positions here, and maybe I wanted to sell this Ford position. I click into that Ford, and at the bottom you have buy, sell, close, quotes. You could sell this, and basically you're gonna get the same screen as buying it, but it's in reverse because you're actually selling the stock now. So let me just go back into the community tab now here, which this shows you more information, more news. It's giving you some lists. This is from Webull themselves, what they're putting out, a lot of the trends going on. Again, this is like sort of the comment section of the different stocks that you're investing in. Look at competition, set up some friendly competitions with others, see how you rank among your investments. Look at the top news that's going on, what's making the most impact in the stock market today. And then again, you can look into some of the watch lists. So this would be any sort of articles coming out based on the watch list that you're investing in. So that's pretty much all the information there on the community tab. I don't use it all that much. Going into the menu tab, this is where you got a lot of information. The free stocks, as you saw at the beginning of this video, you can spin the Webull wheel. If you do these few things when you sign up for an account, you get a free spin at the wheel to earn some free stocks. And it's pretty cool stuff. It's really easy. This is a way to get more free stocks when you're investing. You can get deposit bonus, invitation bonus, transfer accounts. It's all great stuff. Now you can set up different settings here as well. If you click on the settings tab, you can set up security. So you got 2-factor authentication. I highly recommend doing that. If you look into here, you can also change your theme. So let's say you don't like this light theme, you could do a dark theme. You can change this however you want, and basically set that up exactly how you see fit, what works best for you. So a lot of great stuff within here. And honestly, I know that's a lot to take in, but that's kind of the things that I look at as a beginner when I'm investing using Webull. So I have a lot more Webull content coming out. I'll show you exactly how I'm using a number of the different services within Webull. I'll show you all of my information that I have gathered. But if you wanted it in a nutshell, this is a really good video for you to watch. Maybe get more of a general understanding on some of the different sections. And I apologize if it went too fast. I'm trying to explain this as best as I possibly can. But again, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, leave them in the comment section. I'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you so much for checking out this video, guys, and have a great day. Okay.